Hey everybody, Jason here, and I'm going to show you how to run a very bare bones demo today. The example of how to actually run a publish subscribe pattern using the NATS message broker. Now, message brokers also are known as message queues or event hubs, event buses. They're known by a bunch of different names, but basically they demonstrate the pub sub pattern, and that's what I'm going to show you here today. So what I've got are 5 terminal windows open up right now on my Windows desktop, and on the left here I've got these 3 stacked clients, and these are going to be the subscribers. So these are going to be the clients that actually receive the messages that are generated by this terminal window here, the tall one on the right, and this is going to be the publisher. Now what I have on the bottom is the actual server application. So what I'm going to do, and I've already pulled the Docker image for this, so I'm going to execute a Docker command running this on port 4222, and I'm going to run the latest build of NATS. And very quickly, so you can see the server is now running and it's listening on basically any interface on my local machine, so 0.0.0.0, and this one happens to be listening for client connections on 4222 as we just specified. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to take the first of our clients, and I've already navigated to this examples directory, and it's a little bit in a few levels down from your go path. So in the official documentation for NATS, it shows you how to get to that. But what I'm going to do is now run the subscriber node program, and it's under main.go, and I'm just going to call the topic name for this particular channel sports. So what I'm going to do is subscribe to the sports channel. And as you can see right there, this particular client is now listening on sports, and it's just going to sit there and wait for any messages to be inbound. So let's give it a message now on the publisher side. So we're going to run the publisher program. So what we have to do is say go, because we're using the Golang, we're using Golang, so go run, and then the path to the actual program. Then specify the channel and say, well, let's not do a welcome. Here are the latest game results. And by executing that, and you can see in real time that I've published it, and the listening client actually got that. Now what I'm going to show you is we're going to basically replicate what we did on this listening client with the client directly above it. And so this one is listening on sports now. So let's go back to, so we've got two subscribers listening for any messages that are generated by the publisher. So let's go back to our publisher now, and let's just say if we were watching a basketball game like NBA, it was a game-winning alley-oop, and then we generate that message, and it gets pushed in real time to all 3 listening clients, and that is pretty cool. Now I want to show you an example of filtering, because it's not just receiving. Let's take client number 3, and let's say run the subscriber program. So now client number 3 is listening on movies. So we're going to go back to our publisher, and we're going to push a message to the sports channel once again. Say this one's going to OT because we've got a really good game. We push that message out, and we can see here in the first 2 channels, the ones listening on sports have it as you would expect because they're listening for updates for the sports channel. The movies one did not. Okay, so that was an example of how to do very bare bones publish subscribe in NATS, and there's a whole bunch of different things. You can do more advanced applications. You can do request and reply. You can do more advanced filtering. And again, the channel names that I was running for this are just sports and movies. But if you wanted to do something like name, in the official documentation, it actually names a channel message.test, and you can even do things like you can do wildcard filtering. So if you want to say message.test as opposed to message.official or message.production, and you have different message classifications based on that. You could just say message.star, and you could subscribe to all updates for this. So you can basically have like a catch-all listening client. So that was how to do that, and it's very, very simple. It's incredibly fast, and it's very, very scalable. So that's how to work with NATS in Go. So go, work it out yourself, and have a good time. Happy coding.